Good evening, children. Now let's come to the poem Lochinvar, the fourth poem written by Sir Walter Scott. I'll read the poem for you now first, then I'll explain the summary briefly. O young Lochinvar is come out of the west. Through all the ride, border, his steed was the best. And save his good broadsword, he weapons had none. He rode all unarmed, and he rode all alone. So faithful in love, and so dauntless in war, there never was knight like the young Lochinvar. He stayed not for brake, and he stopped not for stone. He swam the Esk river, where ford there was none. But here he alighted at Netherby gate. The bride had consented, the gallant came late. For a laggard in love and a dastard in war was to wed the fair Ellen of brave Lochinvar. So boldly he entered the Netherby hall among brides, men and kinsmen and brothers and all. Then spoke the bride's father, his hand on his sword. For the poor craven bridegroom never said a word. Oh, come you in peace here, or come you in war, or to dance at our bridal, young Lord Lochinvar. I long wooed your daughter, my suit you denied. Love swells like the Solway, but ebbs like its tide. And now am I come with this lost love of mine to lead but one ashore, drink one cup of wine. There are maidens in Scotland more lovely by far that would gladly be bride to the young Lochinvar. Now let's move on to the next page. The bride kissed the goblet, the knight took it up. He quaffed off the wine and he threw down the cup. She had looked down to blush and she looked up to sigh, with a smile on her lips and a tear in her eye. He took her soft hand ere her mother could bar. Now tread we a measure, said young Lochinvar. So stately his form, and so lovely her face, that never a hall such a gallard did grace. While her mother did fret, and her father did fume, and the bridegroom stood dangling his bonnet and plume, and the bride maidens whispered, "'Twere better by far to have matched our fair cousin with young Lochinvar." One touch to her hand and one word in her ear, when they had reached the hall door and the charger stood near. So light to the croup, the fair lady he swung, so light to the saddle, before her he sprung. She is won, we are gone over bank, bush, and score. They'll have fleet steeds that follow, quoth young Lochinvar. There was mounting among Greims of the Netherby clan, Fosters, Fenwicks, and Musgraves. They rode and they ran. There was racing and chasing on Cannobie Lee, but the lost bride of Netherby never did they see, so daring in love and so dauntless in war. Have you ever heard of gallant like young Lochinvar? That ends this poem, children. This poem is about a warrior whose name is Lochinvar. This poem takes place in a place which is near the border of England and Scotland. So Lochinvar is a very brave person. He has got a horse and a sword. Except the sword, he doesn't have any other weapons. So he rides the horse unarmed all alone. He is very faithful in love and he never knows anything which is called as fear. There was never a knight like Lochinvar. He never stopped on the way. He swam the river, but he finally reaches the Netherby gate. His intention is to marry a girl. He wants to propose to that girl and then marry her. But before that, the girl had consented. The girl's name is Ellen. She had accepted to become the wife of another person who was a laggard in love and a dastard in war. Dastard means here dastard means someone who is a coward. We call them as Hedi in Kannada. Pukkala athwa Hedi is what we call in Kannada. I am sure you are familiar with these words, Hedi and Pukkala. So dastard is a word for a coward or a Pukkala. He boldly enters the Netherby hall. The bride's father, mother, her brothers, cousins, everyone are there. So the bride's father is not exactly happy to see Lochinvar. He asks him, have you come here for peace or have you come here for war? Have you just come to dance? So Lochinvar replies, I wanted to marry your daughter, but you never accepted me. So I still love your daughter. So I have come here not to just drink wine or not to just dance. In Scotland, there are more other maidens who are much more lovely than this girl, and they'll be too glad to marry Lochinvar, that is, to marry him. But I have come here to claim my bride and take her with me. So the bride, what she does is, she hands over the goblet to him. Lochinvar takes the goblet, he drinks off the wine, he throws the cup, she looks at him, and then with a smile on her lips and a tear in her eye, she takes his hand and he was so smart and she was so lovely. So such a pair they had never seen. Her mother is not happy, her father is not happy. But the bridemaidens, that is Ellen's cousins, they whispered amongst themselves, this is the best match we have ever seen. There can never be a better man for our cousin than Lochinvar. So Lochinvar holds her hand, they reaches the door of the hall and the horse is waiting for them. So they start riding the horse. Then he says, she's won, I have won her, now we'll be off. So they will be following us, he says. So Ellen's father's people, they all follow them, but none of them can overtake Lochinvar. He just races off with Ellen, and none of them saw Ellen again in their lives. So Lochinvar emerges here as a very brave man who was daring not just in war but daring in love as well. He wins over the girl whom he wanted. So that ends this particular poem, children. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll come back to you again with the notes for this particular poem and the rest of the chapters as well. Thank you very much. Any doubts you're having, come and meet me in the school on Monday. I think Monday will be a holiday. Come on Tuesday and you can get your doubts clarified. Thank you, children. Good night.